Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever. The Galactic Resistance Ladder League is almost at an end, and Robogear sitting in second place. Here he is as UEF. Second place, and Babushka Noob is in first. And it's pretty close. Well, there's about, I think, 11 points between them as I'm recording this. The league will probably be over by the time it's uploaded. But it'll take a pretty big comeback on a final day for Robogear to win it. Thomas has fallen behind quite a bit into third place. What else is happening? Well, Galactic Clan War. First week is over. Everything's galactic these days, except Galactic War. So, yeah, the first week is over. You can find the tournament, the challenge page on the forums. Check out the results. There's also a Discord for the tournament where you can look at the results, and I should be casting some Clan War games very soon. But now we're on the ladder, and we've got Turin here on the right, Robo on the left, both playing UEF this time. We got a Mech Marine and a very quick striker. Very quick striker. And the striker gets a couple of shots away on the lab, successfully defends the engineer, which is running towards the civilian buildings here, which harbor some juicy mass. Some quite juicy mass, and now he doesn't get drawn away. He'll use a different tank to kill this lab, but he doesn't want to get a follow-up tank to come in and kill his precious engineer. Although this tank has taken slight damage, so it may lose a 1v1, micro depending. Turin already taking this reclaim with this engineer. Robo quite a bit slower here. Turin has an air factory planned. Let's see where. Okay. It's the third air from him. No air planned for Robogear just yet. This striker looking for the lab, and the lab has dodged them, but this lab will die now to the striker, surely. Oh, miss, and lab lives a little longer. Now we have that 1v1, but because there's a scout with this tank, we may actually be doing pretty well. Nice micro from Robogear. He's dodging. Turin is AFK, or perhaps running away with this lab. But that was an unnecessary loss there. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. Now, not killing this lab does seem to be mattering. Oh, yeah, he got him. Very nice from Turin. Although he has missed his opportunity to deny this reclaim. Robogear takes all of this. All of it. And he should probably quickly send some more engineers. I think that's what these guys are off to do. Take the mass from the buildings and then expand. Get a factory up the top. A lot of mechs is very close together at the top, and usually the ACUs go to the bottom. And that's where they're headed. This is seems like pretty slow expansion, to be honest. So many engineers in the base and such slow expansion. I don't understand. Guess he's trying to use all that mass. He does actually have still mass in the bank. I guess it's because he gets all this reclaim so quickly. And there's also a few rocks here on these hills. More than a few rocks, let's say. But they're not very valuable in small numbers. So he's using his mass. He's also assisting his air factory. So the bomber is out, and it should be targeting some engineers here because they are still, as you can see, has the intel that these buildings are still not reclaimed. So you should expect an engineer here, and there he is. These two engineers would be fantastic kills to get. And Turin's going to hide his tanks behind the factory. A good place to hide. Boost that HP. One bomb is dropped, or well, I think the UEF bomber drops 4 bombs. And they all missed. And a single inti has killed that bomber. Uh-oh. We have static anti-air, civilian turrets in the middle, and some Tech 1 PDs protecting. What would we say? Well, I guess it's a city. It's a strange looking city. Has no roads. But it has a lot of mass. So we should see people sending some Lobos, I think, to take out the PDs and then start reclaiming all these buildings. There's a lot of mass here. Quite a lot. Turin's moving forward into Robo's half of the map. Getting some kills on a few units. Always nice. And now they're going to trade HP. For no reason. Turin will retreat. Give up a max, I guess. Again, reasons. I don't know why. Turin, see, using this scout to make sure that there's not a lot of units coming, but he's still running away even though he sees that there's nothing here. On the top side is where his attention is focused because he can't take this expansion. He's now lost the engineer. There's some mass left here for him to take. If he can manage to take it, I hope he gets a better formation. See, if Robo kites away in this direction, he can get nice trades on the leading strikers, but he is getting bombed at the same time, so he has to continue trying to dodge the bombs. Oh, his poor engineer is dead. Mobile anti-air is here. And Turin's doing a pretty good job. They're making the difference here for him. If he could bomb the anti-air, it would be great. As it is, he's getting some damage in the bombers. But Robo's actually dodging pretty well. So we have, what's this, 5 land factories and an air factory. Robo, of course, has an air factory as we've seen. All his inties, and he has more land factories in his base now. See, they both went for this one factory in the expansion. Now you can see neither player has made any navy. Damn, so many inties from Turin. But and also no one taking mid yet, although it looks like Robo is interested in doing that right now. And Robo also moving towards Turin's side of the map. Gotta kill a mechs, hide in the water, maybe be annoying, come around here and kill some of this stuff close to water. So neither player's built any navy, and really you can't raid much at all. You can raid, like, say, these mexes. But navy is expensive. And it really doesn't give you a whole lot, honestly, on this map. Although it may look like it does. It's because the water, the beach here, you can't actually come right into the beach because the water, well, the beach is not very steep. It's quite shallow, so you can't really get right up to the coastline with your frigates to raid a lot of stuff easily. And of course, it is expensive. One frigate is going to put you back 5 tanks plus the cost of the factory. It's going to put you behind another 4 tanks or 5 tanks. So yeah, quite costly for the possible damage that you can inflict. Turin maybe getting the upper hand a little bit on the top side now, but in the end he can't really push in right now. Doesn't have that many more units. He has a few more he could potentially push in, but he wants to be a bit more cautious. It seems there's a lot of reclaim on this hill. You can see around here. And some mass building up from the constant tank battles. Looks like Robo lost a few tanks to this PD. Of course, always nice to have a PD there. As long as you defend it with units. And here we have T2 land from Turin. Perhaps another reason why he didn't decide to push in an attack on the top. Although maybe that would be a good reason to push in an attack on the top. You get rid of the T1 stuff and then your T2 arrives. And small numbers of T1 will just get chewed up very, very quickly. Robogear is stealing all this mid-mass and Turin does not give a fuck. Look at, he's just letting it happen. This is terrible. All of these civ buildings. You can see the mass here in these buildings. It's probably average 100 mass per building. That's probably the average. And they also protect you from PDs until you reclaim the the buildings. So neither player getting any upgrades. Both moving to T2 at a very similar time. And you can see getting a lot of assists around the HQ. Robogear going straight for 2 support factories. Oh, he's making 2 more as well. That surely can't be afforded. I mean, you see, he has all this mass in the bank, but if you invest that mass into factories, it's going to disappear and it's not going to give you any more tanks. I don't think you can afford 5 T2 factories on a map like this without making any economy. Well, he has one. He actually has 1 T2 max now, just finished. But this seems like a problem. He's getting too comfy on this juicy reclaim, which is going to run out in about a minute. Turin, you can see, has paused T1 and has 2 support factories and his HQ, and he is just running pretty nicely on that, and he's gonna have to get reclaim. Oh wait, he has another factory up here. So yeah, he's gonna have to work off reclaim to keep funding this stuff. Robogear also making an upgrade. That's more mass down the drain. 800 mass for this T2 upgrade. I gotta imagine it's gonna be followed by the gun, because why wouldn't it be? This map, Salt Rock, is a 10x10 map, but obviously the play area is quite small, so it feels more 5x5-ish. It's sort of like Finn's Revenge in that respect, which is also a 10x10 map with a reduced playing area in the land department. TMD. Oh, and a TML. Oh, Jesus. And suddenly we're a minus 120 mass. Holy how is that even possible? To be a minus 120 mass on this map. How is that possible? Holy shit. And as we say this, it looks like Turin is again just shaving off bits of this expansion, taking fights constantly. And you can see how these players don't commit. You don't just send your units in to fight it out and see who wins. Because there's one thing I've learned from testing units against each other for balance, is that outcomes in even fights can be quite random. So you don't just commit to a fight, because, well, you cannot be guaranteed of the result in a relatively even fight. And also it's just, you know, it's just bad practice to commit. Oh god, this is a nice fight for Robo here, cleaning up some pillars, leaving reclaim on his side. That's the issue, is the reclaim. If Turin just commits to a massive fight here and it's basically a draw, and then, well, will he get the reclaim? He doesn't know that, and unless he knows that, he can't commit to the fight. So they'll just fight back and forth, and maybe even doing this as Turin is doing, it's only worth it if his micro is good, which it is. Look at this. You see this formation he gains there, where every pillar he shoots at 2 or 3 pillars that are moving into his range. So that's why he's doing it, is because he can use his micro to get good trades. And Robogear with T2 and the gun is moving towards Turin's base. Turin has a pulse upgrade now. Wants to finish his P-gen. He is stalling mass, surely. Yeah, big time. There's no reason that would be going so slow otherwise. The T2 P-gen is very expensive on a map like this. Over 1,000 mass. This is also very expensive. Nearly 1,000 mass for this TML. Let's see Robogear's mass situation. Well, we're not at minus 120, but we are still at minus. Significant minus. Minus 68 when he has. Yeah. It's all about reclaim. If he doesn't get reclaim, he cannot sustain the production he's invested in. Here we see the power of just a static formation. And we also see the pain of a badly placed T2 PD and a T1 PD. That's actually disgusting. Somehow a few shots are ringing out. But that is a terrible place for PD. Robogear just free to kill this bottom side. He probably could have killed it a long time ago. Oh, the TML is actually landing and hit a T2 Max here. Does he know about the PD? Or not the PD, the P-gen. He doesn't see the P-gen. If he had immediately killed the P-gen, well, maybe it wouldn't have been so bad. I guess it's mass that Turin really needs. He has his gun upgrade, so maybe this P-gen was just a bad investment, actually, looking at it. These PDs, though, the first one was terrible. Let's be completely honest. The second one is in a brilliant position, though. And there's no MMLs that I can see, and Turin is really focusing all of his units on the top side. He has 7 random pillars here. He's also lost the bottom side for free. He didn't take anything in the middle, so Robogear should be in a good position, but he just cannot. It's just micro is winning the top side. Some of these pillars have so many kills, and they've been fighting a lot of pillars. And now with T2PDs to support them, he should be able to just take this. Get another T2PD up. Yeah, he's planning a couple more. And I hear... Oh yeah, that's a TML, and the TML is going to take out the T2PDs. And that's a good call. Very good decision there. Good use of... Oh, another dead max. And the HQ! Oh my god, how did he allow that? How? How did so many missiles hit the base? 10 kills. Maxes. T2PD. He just... Oh, he didn't even kill the T2PD there. He killed the Tech 2 engineer. So there will be no more T2PDs here. Just this one, and that should be TML'd as well. Although this missile is not going there. Just kills the T1. And there's a lot of pillars here for Robo, and he should be able to move over that that army. Although maybe not. Still, this T2PD is just doing amazing work, and there's enough to protect the PD. So if he just waits and TMLs the triads, then he can probably push over, but he's wasting a lot of units. Look at this, 1,000 mass killed. It's really a good thing that Robogear killed that T2 engineer. This T2 gun comp was probably not necessary for killing the bottom expansion. Looks like it could have been killed by just 2 or 3 pillars very easily. Earlier than the... And now there's engineers fighting battles about who gets the mexes. Turin gets a couple of wrecks, which is more valuable than the mexes. immediately anyway. Turin is heading north. Nice overcharge there. Hitting the walls as well as 2 pillars. And there's quite a few pillars here. That's a really tough question for Robogear, because he could commit all those pillars right on top of the ACU, and he knows he's probably not going to kill the ACU with those pillars, but he could do a lot of damage to the ACU, and the downside is obviously giving vet to Turin's ACU and losing those pillars. But in that situation, I might actually just commit, try and split the pillar so he can't overcharge multiple at once, and just try and do a lot of damage to the ACU. And those decisions you have to make sort of instantly. And Robogear took the easier decision, the safer decision, and just sort of retreated. And in that sense, he loses pillars for free. But he only loses maybe 3 or 4 pillars. So you just sort of cut your losses. But maybe he could have gotten, you know, 7,000 damage in, maybe 6 or 7. Maybe more. And maybe, you know, there's not, well, the problem is I guess Turin has a lot of overcharge because of this T2P gen. Only 1 storage though. Now the trials are finally getting TML'd. Don't know why they didn't get TML'd earlier, honestly. They could have. God damn, the damage on this TML has been amazing. But still, now Turin with his ACU takes control of this expansion. And one thing I am surprised about is that Turin does not have more reclaim. Oh, the ACU. This is so annoying. Kills the T2PD. 1 T2PD is obviously not gonna defend against this powerful UEF ACU, and he overcharged this T2 Max and killed it. Now killing pillars that are sent after him. These pillars are just vet. Although it looks like his overcharge is pretty slow. Hang on, 2 T2 Pigeons. Let's check the... Still mass stalling. The eternal mass stall of Robogear carries on. And he's somehow taken some... Oh yeah, we had a couple of pillars run past and do a bit of damage. Here's a wreck. The odd pillar wreck around here as well. So, slight raiding, but... Robogear trading his top expansion for Turin's bottom one. And this ACU has now forced multiple PD in Turin's base. So... And also a lot of units forced to stay on the bottom here as well. So Robogear's ACU has done something, and even more PDs going up in the base. And now there's no reinforcements to the top side, so it's just Turin and his army on the top. Nothing else being sent that way, and there's a lot of units for Robogear here. And he actually has shields now, parashields included in the mix to protect his units against overcharge. That is the most important thing that those units can do right now. Robogear's tanking. Oh, very nice. He's tanking T2PD fire and gets in an overcharge on, crucially, the T2 engineer. Now, he did start the PD, which can be finished by the T1 guys, but there will be no more T2 PD creep for the moment. Oh, and Robogear with T2 air flying directly into Turin's Air Force and his flak. Not the greatest use of T2 air. This is terrible. Turin now with an awful formation, and Robogear sees it and is trying to take advantage, and he does. Just lost 6 or 7 pillars very cheaply there, and Turin is running. Has to retreat, overcharge as he does. This forward PD gets taken out. Robogear just tanks the damage, kills all the engineers, gets some nice vet. And Turin's trying to do an attack behind Robogear's ACU. Oh, there's a lot of units heading for Turin's commander now. A lot of units, and they're focusing him down. Oh, he's getting surrounded. He did not retreat fast enough from this force. And I really hope he has manual overcharge on. Oh, it doesn't matter. He's so far from a vet, and he gets overrun. T2 air though, what is that about? The T2 air really did not achieve much, I gotta say. But yeah, nice game there from Robogear and Turin. Very even total mass. Let's see the reclaim. Turin did just pass him out the reclaim after he took control of this area with his ACU. But yeah, this ACU here just took away reinforcements and mass. There's a lot of mass invested in defending against this ACU. Oh, holy shit. Turin was making a T3 max. He had a 40% T3 max. And he had 2,000 mass in the bank. Fucking hell. Okay. Oh, look at this. This factory's dead as well. This is also killed. Okay, now I see. Now we see the lack of production on Turin's end. MVP of the game. This TML right here. No doubt. And yeah, that's it. Well played, Robogear. Another step on the way to maybe winning the ladder league, although it's going to be tough for him now. Let's see if he can do it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next cast very soon. Let's check the score. Robogear. Ooh, look at that. Bit of a spike here. There we go. See you guys.